Tackling humidity with new developments in Nector technology. That's an interesting subject because TE connectivity, we have been developing connectors for applications where high humidity and or wet rated air environments are commonplace. And with that in mind, developing new interconnects normally are required because of new applications that products are being designed into that are either high humidity related or wet rated applications. So in today's discussion, the agenda will follow. We're going to talk about an introduction of a key application for high humidity and wet rated locations. And this will all be surrounded with, be addressed in LED lighting applications. And we're going to talk about three key products that are being designed specifically for those applications that have migrated from either incandescent fluorescent lighting to LED or from metal highlights, high pressure sodium lights to LED. And those type of applications, we're going to see how a product family referred to as Nector has been designed to address those varying applications. Those applications will include street lighting, as we previously discussed, as well as horticultural lighting applications. And then after we review these applications, we're going to see how these products have been designed in and how they integrate seamlessly into those applications, but provide a robust environment for what can be considered harsh environment applications. Now, when we think about high humidity rated and applications around lighting, we think about outdoor lighting. Of course, we think about area lighting, street lighting, roadway lighting, and even decorative lighting applications. One of the reasons why we think about lighting and outdoor lighting in particular is the fact that in the US, as well as on all North America, the street lights are always on, or at least power is always on going to those lights. Therefore, in a number of these applications, and almost all of these applications, they would have to be controlled. In other words, turn the light on or off. So with that in mind, in an application like street lighting, area lighting, or roadway lighting, you want to make sure that that light works 24/7. But that's merely from a lighting standpoint. But what has happened with lighting, it's really transgressed from just a lighting application into a communication device. That communication device will communicate back to the onlooker as well as to possibly a central management system, which is now taking in information from that light outside of the fact that the light is either on or off. It's taking in information in regard to the environment that that light finds itself in. As I mentioned before, it could be a high humidity application. It could be in a wet rated type of situation where it could be raining, it could be snowing, or the like. It could be in a salt area. It could be in a pollution, high pollution area. All of these applications or all of these effects are being sensed by controls that are on that light fixture. And as such, they have to be on 24/7 and they have to function seamlessly and work in those type of applications. Now, when closer to home, we think about the lighting applications that we may well see in the buildings that we work in or in our homes in particular. It could be wall packs that would be on a building. It could be in a flutter spot lamp that we may have even on our home. It could be the lighting that's in sports stadiums that we attend for recreation and entertainment. And even more so, it could be in places that we visit, especially high entertainment locations where the facade of a number of the buildings are well lit with LED lighting. All of these type of applications are outdoor rated lighting applications, and they must function in high humidity and areas where there could be a possibility of rain, sleet, or snow. Another application that we probably don't pay too much attention to, where high humidity could be a key factor that we have to take due consideration to or pay due consideration to, is horticultural lighting. Horticultural lighting is becoming the second environment for LED lighting outside of outdoor lighting. In these type of applications, whether it's greenhouse or vertical farming, these type of applications are generating a considerable amount of visibility and opportunities for LED lighting. But the products that make these lights work must function well in high humidity or wet rated locations. Additionally, there's a migration to taking these type of lighting applications into some of the adjacencies, livestock or aquaculture. They have found that the impact of LED lighting in these applications allow not only the crops to grow faster and to grow in a more controlled environment, but also the same has the same effect in livestock and aquaculture as well. So these type of applications are generating considerable interest in LED lighting and in applications where humidity and wet rated interconnects would be required. Now, TE has had an entry into what would be considered a high humidity or wet rated location when it comes to lighting of commercial refrigeration. And this is one that we probably also take for granted. When we visit the grocery store, we see that a number of the produce is in what we call open air containers, and then there are also some behind closed door. All these applications have moisture present, there could be humidity present, and with the fact that a lot of the products that are behind these containers may need to be washed down, it could be in a wet rated location. So TE had a very interesting product that they developed even before these type of products designed in LED lighting into their applications. TE had we developed a Nector S seal connector system. This is a fully pluggable interconnect solution that we developed, which could provide power to the different luminaires that could be on the varying shelves or in the enclosed cases in commercial refrigeration. What makes this product unique is that it has a number of components, plug and play, which allows the lighting to be reconfigured depending on how the shelves are positioned in those varying applications. If the shop wants to lower the shelf or raise the shelf, which will require raising and lower the lighting, this type of product is a pluggable type of interconnect that allows that functionality without having to deal with a hardwired solution that would be found in a number of other applications. Now, when you look at the product in more detail, you can see the flexibility that this product offers. It's available in both a UL version for North America applications and also IEC for European and Asian applications. The product is very conducive to the different wire types that are used in those varying regions of the world, whether we're carrying 6 or 7 amps or 125 volts or 42 volt DC, or in Europe we're carrying 250 volts AC or 42 volt DC. We have a product that meets that application. More importantly, the wire types it accepts. Wire types that are consistent with use in North America, such as SVT2 or SVT wire, or in the European marketplace, the HO3 version of the wire. These type of products are used in those type of applications. When you look at the materials that the products are designed for, they're designed for those varying applications, whether it's PBT, V0 material in North America, or IEC PA66 material, a nylon in Europe. The varying applications that we've designed these products to are visible in our application and our product specifications, and we have documentation for both UL as well as our IEC version of the products. You can see the agency approvals that we have for the product. But more importantly, the product is designed for ingress protection, IP67. That means the product can withstand high humidity. It can stand being sprayed on. So needless to say, it's a very applicable product offering for commercial refrigeration. And then to the environments that it finds itself in, minus 40 C to plus 120 degrees C. So whether there's high temperature or the temperature may be somewhat cool, this type of product is very conducive for that type of application. But really what was remarkable about the Nector S product line is the fact that it could be used not only in commercial refrigeration, as I mentioned earlier, one of the largest growing opportunities for LED lighting is in horticulture lighting. So we at TE, we had the opportunity to promote the Nector S in a vertical farm application. And this is actually a picture of the facility off to the right. And you can see the number of shelves that is growing the vegetables in a vertical platform. And as such, there were a number of LED lights that had to be installed into this facility. The customer came to TE and said, is there a fully pluggable interconnect solution that could be used that could handle multiple connections on a single wire? Because the customer wanted to have what he considered a cable tree. He wanted to bring up a 10 amp cable going vertical all the way up the shelves, but then across the shelves, he wanted to have interconnects to each one of those lights. So working with us at TE, we developed a cable tree for him, where as you can see here, we took the Nector S bus bar interconnect solution. This connector with gel inside is an IP67 connection. When mated with the mating plug with an IP boot, that connection is IP67. And then we actually designed a cool splice interconnect on the backside that the customer would plug in the cable coming off his luminaire, and that connection was IP67. So with that type of interconnect solution in mind, we developed a cable tree 25 feet long with one of these bus bar connectors spaced out every foot. So he was able to wire 25 lights off of each one of these strings. And in this facility, he was wiring over 7,000 lightings. And so with this interconnect solution provided by TE, he was able to do this with an interconnect solution that was not just UL recognized, but it was also UL listed. Being UL listed and being a low voltage application, the customer was able to wire the full facility without bringing in a licensed electrician because of the low voltage plug and play capability of the product, and because all the interconnects were UL listed. These type of products worked very well in this application, and as a result, it's been designed into a number of other vertical farms applications. But when you talk about horticulture lighting, you can see why there was a need to go beyond even just the Nector S product portfolio to address the marketplace. For horticultural lighting trends, the trends are varying but very key. One of the largest trends is the increased population that's being experienced globally. Right now, about 52% of the populations live in cities. By 2050, the expectation is that 75% of the individuals will be living in the city. And as we all know, they're not growing any additional land mass. So the only direction for these people to live and to exist in is going vertical. So space is becoming a premium and land is becoming a premium. So therefore, there was a need to determine how can we feed this ever increasing population, especially when the land mass was not growing. And horticultural lighting and vertical farming was definitely one of the answers to that question. And with that, more importantly, there was a need for the product to be grown and consumed close to the area of consumption. Therefore, the generation, especially the millennials today, they really did not want to wait for crops to be grown in a rural environment, be delivered by truck to a metropolitan city, then delivered into a grocery store or to the restaurant. They wanted to go from farm to table within 24 hours. And to be able to go from farm to table in 24 hours, vertical farming became key. Not only vertical farming, but urban farming, as you will find out as well. There was another need for vertical farming, and it was the legalization of medicinal plants. And this in and of itself created an additional need for growing in a very contained area. An area, though, that would be a high moisture content, high humidity, and it also could be considered a wet breeding location. So with that type of product offering, and with the need for interconnections solutions for lighting for these type of applications, we addressed it, and we addressed the benefits of the marketplace. We addressed the need for year-round growth, sustainable growth, and growing in a controlled environment. All of these were addressed by horticulture lighting and by the interconnect solutions that we're going to now turn our attention to provide power to those lighting. The first one we're going to talk about is the Nector T pluggable connector system. Similar to the Nector S, which is a pluggable system which will allow for reconfiguration rather than a hardwire solution and a level of modularity, the Nector T pluggable system fully addressed that requirement. The nice thing about the product, it was designed in varying configurations to address the need for multiple connections and the modularity, the plug and play capability that would be required for these type of applications. So the product is developed in both a free hanging mating pin and socket connector. It's available in a panel mount connector, both plug and pin and socket. It's available in a T-splitter and also in a multi-splitter type application. And then there's also some sealing caps to seal the open-ended of the interconnects in an installed application. The beauty of this type of interconnect solution is the fact that it's available in varying types, both a crimp snap as well as a screw connection. The crimp snap would actually be terminations that would actually be done inside of a factory environment. However, in a number of these applications, there may be a need to develop the interconnect solution or make that connection in the field, and therefore to minimize the cabling, it would be nice to be able to have an interconnect solution where the cable could be made in the field, and that's where the screw termination comes into play. Similar to the Nector S product family, this product also has an IP rating, but this is beyond 6.7, it goes all the way up to 6.8. So this product can actually be underwater for a certain period of time. This product also has a flammability rating conducive to outdoor applications, F1 rated for use in high ultraviolet type of applications, sunlight and the like. And also it definitely is impervious to the dust, dirt, or any other condensation that might get into a normal non-IP rated interconnect solution. Another key feature about this product, it's make first, break last. And really what that does is it allows the connections to ground itself before the power connections come into play, and it delatches. When it delatches, the ground is the last connection to delatch. So therefore, it's a very safe interconnect solution, especially required in what we consider a modular plugging system. As we mentioned before, this type of product finds a home that would be in vertical farming, greenhouse farming, urban farming, facade lighting, and also in stadium lighting. As you can see from the varying products here, the product is a high component type of interconnect solution, but TE has done an excellent job of simplifying the connection and therefore minimizing the number of purchase components that a customer would have to buy to make fully engaged cable assembly or panel mount solution. And using these type of products, as I mentioned before, it can be manufactured in a controlled environment inside of a factory, or it can be made out there on site. In either case, these type of interconnects, they reduce the on-site labor costs associated with interconnect solutions. They also increase the efficiencies, and more importantly, they improve the reliability of these type of interconnects. These products also have specifications that are conducive for the applications that they find themselves. Wherein the Nector S product line was a 6.7 amp interconnect solution, this product carries a higher current and also uses larger gauge wires because a lot of these products are used in actually structured type environments. As we mentioned before, greenhouse farming, vertical farming, urban farming, and the like. Therefore, these type of products are designed for 12 to 16 gauge, being able to handle anywhere from 10 amps to 20 amp solutions in both UL and IEC application. It's a 3-position interconnect solution, and of course it has a higher voltage rating, 600 volts or 500 volts for IEC applications. Once again, the materials that are used are conducive for outdoor lighting applications where high humidity and wet rated solutions are required, whether it's the V0 material, PBT material, it could be the contact material, which are copper alloy tin plated, and it also could be the gaskets, which are a silicone type material. Once again, you can see the ratings of the product, -40 to 85 degrees C applications, 95% humidity, IP68 and UV resistant. We at TE, we have a number of application and product specs associated with these products, which outlines how these cable assemblies in fact can be made, and also the performance of these products, how these products perform in high vibration applications, how they perform in thermal shock, also in environmental heat age, humidity, salt spray, and the like. All these tests have been completed and available in the market. Now, when I talked about these products having a number of components associated with it, this slide really breaks down and shows you all the different components, whether they're contacts, gaskets, or housings that actually go into a finished assembly. But when you look at the part numbers associated with it, you don't have to buy all of those individual components because we designed these parts to be pre-assembled. You will see the front end of the connector is pre-assembled with the seals and also with the gasket and also contact latching feature. In the screw version, the part is actually, the contacts are actually inside of the housing, whereas in the stamped and formed version, the contacts are on the outside version of the product. But needless to say, here we're looking at the crimp version, so therefore the contacts would be purchased separately. The front end of the connector would be with the gasket, as well as the little locking feature would all be pre-assembled, and then the customer would only have to then buy the back shell, which would have the locking nut and also interfacial gasket. So therefore, with all of those components, really in actuality, the purchase items are only 4 different parts for the free hanging plug and socket connectors or the free hanging panel mount connectors, and then of course the contacts themselves, similar to that in the panel mount version of the interconnect solution. As we mentioned before, or you can see in the screw version of the interconnect, the contacts are actually pre-assembled as opposed to the crimp version where the contacts are purchased separately. So therefore, there's even less items to be purchased to make a complete free hanging version as well as panel mount versions in both the socket and pin version of the interconnect solution. Couple that with the T-splitter and the multi-splitter, these come fully assembled by TE, so 1 SKU purchase item per part number, as well as the safety caps that are available. So once again, TE, with the well-engineered, innovative design, they've done a lot to make the assembly of this product and the integration of this product seamless in that type of application. Even more importantly, TE designed some error proofing into the assembly. When it comes to error proofing, we designed the interconnect solution with different keying configurations and polarization, which prevents cables that were designed for one connection to be mismated with cables that were designed for another application. These are 2 keying versions or code versions that are currently available, and others will be available upon request. To make this even more error-proof, we at TE, we welcome the opportunity to build finished cable assemblies for your application, whether it's the panel mount connectors, as you can see there in the photo on the right, whether they would be discrete contact leads or they in fact could be jacketed cable. But needless to say, TE is fully able to build these cable assemblies in all 3 regions of the world. We also have ability to build the cable assemblies in jacketed version, both pigtail versions or double-ended cable assemblies. So whatever the application requirements are, we ask you to work with your local TE sales representative and ask him not just to quote the interconnect solutions, but also to provide you with a detailed quote for finished cable assemblies for your application. Now, the nice thing about the Nector pluggable version is it was a reconfigurable interconnect solution. And in applications where customers want to reconfigure their facility, change the height of the shelving and the like, then that type of interconnect solution bode well. However, in some applications, customers want a more permanent, similar to a hardwired solution that wasn't reconfigurable or wasn't modular in nature. So therefore, we are launching the Nector T splice connector system as well. The key to this product, once again, it has similar ratings to the Nector T pluggable, but once again, it's not modular. It's actually a fixed type of interconnect solution and designed for applications that would be more hardwired type of electrical solutions. When you look at the type of product offering, it's available in a T version, a 1-to-3 splitter version. It's available in a panel mount version, and it's available in a double-ended splice type interconnection. The applications are very similar in nature. Once again, horticultural, garden, outdoor, parking and garage lighting, steam lighting, and other installations wherein the customer does not want to have the ability to reconfigure the facility once it's fully laid out and designed. With these type of interconnect solutions, they too carry the similar power ratings of the previous interconnect solutions because they're designed for both 16 to 825 amps available right now in 1.5 millimeter square to 4.0 millimeter square interconnect and rated for 250 volt. As you can see, this product is developed for IEC type of applications, and actually the cabling system is actually an IP rated interconnect solution as well. What makes this product flexible is the fact that it can adjust to different cable diameters depending on which gauge wire the customer is actually designing into their application. It can handle from 7 to 10 millimeter diameter in one cable clamp type of interconnect solution. It can handle 10 to 14 millimeter diameters as well. Once again, the products are designed for wet rated high humidity type of applications, and therefore the products are designed as such. The seals are silicone, the material is V0 rated, and the contacts are nickel plated. Designed for outdoor applications, you have that same UV F1 rated IP68, and once again, minus 40 degree to 85 degrees C with 95% humidity. Very conducive to high humidity type applications. And we have all the application product specs which detail all the testing that have been done, both the mechanical, electrical, as well as the environmental testing, to show that this product is conducive for use in those outdoor applications. Currently, the Nector T splice interconnect solution is developed for European type applications, and we are looking at developing a North American version of this interconnect solution as well. Once again, though, TE takes the complexity out of the interconnect solution, where the assembly is already sold to you in an assembled condition. You can see here, when you just look at the panel mount interconnect solution, you can see the varying components that go into it. There's only one purchase part number required for the customer, as well as the T splitter and also the wire-to-wire splice interconnect, and even the 1-to-3 power splitter. So we've taken the complexity out of the design, we've taken the complexity out of the assembly of the interconnect solution, and therefore we designed it for ease of use by you, the customer. Now, we have talked about a number of products, the Nector S product offering that's used in commercial refrigeration, as I mentioned before, especially applications in open air refrigeration as well as closed air refrigeration. We talked about the Nector T pluggable interconnect solution, as well as the Nector T splice connector that are more conducive for horticulture, vertical farming, urban farming, outdoor facade lighting, and even outdoor street lighting. But there are other TE product offerings that are used in these type of applications. So we try to simplify it and provide it all in one brochure, our lighting application guide, as you see there. We look at the outdoor lighting applications and we talk about what products are conducive for it, not just the Nector product offering, but other products that you, the customer, can design in those type of applications. We've also looked at outdoor street lighting, and we also have information on interconnect solutions for horticultural lighting. So you can see that TE is focused in on those outdoor lighting applications, whether it's a controlled environment or is one that is exposed to the outdoor elements. All of the information that's been presented is going to be readily available and is readily available for you on our website, www.te.com. And I think that you'll find your experience there very enjoyable because all of the information is there and presented in a user-friendly mode, and all the questions that you may have are answered in the brochures, application specs, product specs, documentation, 3D models, and the like. Also, we continue to improve our availability to provide samples to you, the customers. So there's opportunities to order samples of the various products that were presented today through the TE sample room. So when you look at the product portfolio, the Nector T product, both the Nector S, the Nector T pluggable, and the Nector T splice, it really addresses our purpose to help create a safer, sustainable, productive, and connected future. Connected future, not just in indoor applications, commercial refrigeration, closed air refrigeration, but also in outdoor vertical farming applications. The TE product offering is conducive to providing that connected future in these type of applications. With that, I'd like to say thank you to you, the audience, for listening to this webinar on Nectar product and how it's conducive for humidity type of application. And just remember that as TE, we connect like the world depends on it.